it's kind of a very personal, connection. How it happened is really, really odd.
You work throughout all the previous records also with a theme. How important is that for you in the working process to have a certain theme, or is it something you use already for musical inspiration, or is it more or less like lyrical?
Well, a lot of all that stuff. I mean, instead of everybody being scatterbrained, like I got this idea, I got that idea, I got this, it's like we all kind of, okay, let's come up with a concept, a main theme, for this main theme, and like let's everybody get their take on it, and let's all focus in the same direction. I just think it's easier, and it's just cooler because it kind of gives a whole story throughout the whole. It makes sense of each record's like a book or a novel, or a comic strip, whatever.
What theme throughout the album, throughout the last album, is the one you relate the most to, or what way did you interpret certain themes that were brought out?
I don't know.
Because Rasputin is in there, I think. Russian played a role.
Yeah.
Some hawking stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's all relative to us. It's just interesting folklore and the theory of astral travel. Folding time and space to time travel and spirit realm and ghosts and spirits, and it's just all interesting things to us. It's what you make of it when you listen to it and read the lyrics. It's not really like this is the way it is and it's got to be like that. It's like open to interpretation.
But is that for you maybe something that you already are occupied with, or is it because of the music that you dive into that material, to that stuff?
No, I mean I think it's a direct correlation between just all of our interests and mythology and the unknown, and in each theme we try to delve into what picks at your psyche, what would just be an interesting story, So I mean it's always there and present with us. It's just us trying to manifest it into a story, into something that's tangible that the listener can be like, oh yeah, I can relate to that, and.
But if you have to sum up the story, maybe throughout your personal experience now, what is the part that you would like to bring out to the other one?
Oh, I don't know.
If you were the listener of the record, what would maybe your story be? What you could recognize in it?
Where do I tie into it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really. I mean, there's also the astral planing and traveling outside your mind and getting into other people's dreams and communicating. That's happened to me before, actually recently. Really strange. So
what happened?
Well, basically someone came to me in a dream who I haven't spoken to in a couple years, and she told me that she was having a baby, and I was like, oh, really interesting. And then the next day we both contacted each other, and I said, are you having a baby? And she's like, yes. And it's like weird, because I had a dream that you told me already, and it was really strange. It's kind of a very personal connection. How it happened, it was really, really odd. I was like, it was too weird. So
do you think there's a certain meaning in it, or is it just coincidental?
I don't think it's coincidence, because the two of us had contacted each other at the same time. We hadn't spoken in a few years.
What happened after you contacted the person? Is it now a sort of more stable contact, or was it just then?
It was just kind of a
check on what.
It's so weird that I don't know how to go about it. I don't know. I think both of us are in shock at the moment. It's like, how did you know that? I'm like, because you told me in a dream. It's real. It really happened. So we're both like, okay, step back and kind of look. I mean, maybe it's coincidence, but I don't know. It's just too close to home that I'm not saying I can read minds or anything, but when I think dreams really mean something, and I think people that can communicate, you just don't really believe it, when you have crazy dreams and about someone, and someone else might say, hey, I had that same dream, and you're like, really, did we talk? And because I have dreams of my father who passed away, almost 10 years ago, and I always go to him for advice about things, because he was very into very technical stereos and hi-fi stuff, fixing speaker ohmage and ohmage, yeah, and volts and all that shit. And I'll be asking him questions in my dreams, and he'll be like, oh yeah, well it's the load of 8 ohms goes to 16 ohm, and you can run it up to 16, telling me stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm dreaming it or if I'm really speaking with him, or Because I'll wake up the next day and be like, oh, I think my dad told me that. Or he'll tell me a joke or something, and I'll like remember the joke, and it's like, is he really communicating with me, or? So, you know.
Did you check the information he gave you, that it really worked? Or?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's somewhere already in my mind and I'm just tapping into it, or my father's really like talking to me from beyond, you know. But you never know. You can't really, you know, say, oh, that's not true, unless you gotta, you know, if you believe in it, maybe it's really happening.